I'm not just a fan, I'm also the team doctor.
I'm Dr. Joel Boyd, orthopedic surgeon. I work with athletes to get them ready for the game. And if there's an injury on the court, I'm there to help them too. Orthopedics is the part of medicine where we take care of people's bones and muscles and joints.
I feel in great hands. Like he knows and has done everything. You always feel like, all right, he can handle this, and what he says goes.
I would bet by, probably midweek next week you'll start to get going.
All my life I've enjoyed sports, and I've always wanted sports to continue to be a part of whatever I did, but I also like science. And so this job was perfect for me because it's the two things I like the most in sports and science.
Science.
Research is important because we use a lot of advanced techniques, especially in working with professional athletes. We take a lot of those things that we find and apply them to people every day. One of the biggest advances has been the development of what people call the arthroscope, which is actually a long, thin tube about the size of a pencil with a light at the end of it and a camera on the other end that allows us to look into spaces through really small, teeny incisions. It shortens the recovery for people, and it also is less damage to the joint and the tissues around the joint. When working at the Lynx game, I can't help but get caught up in the same atmosphere as most fans. However, I also have an eye and anticipation of things that can happen.
Now that could have been a bad injury. Get tripped like that, land on your arm.
Oh, he's great.
Sports medicine for me, it's a slam dunk. So, play hard, play safe, or you'll have to come see me.
Welcome to the world of Taekwondo.
Taekwondo is a Korean martial art that uses a lot of kicking. We know our Taekwondo moves pretty well, but we don't know why these kicks are so effective.
Even our instructor can't explain everything.
Yes, I is.
So we're going to investigate kicking power for ourselves. The question, why do Taekwondo kicks work so well? So what makes a strong kick?
Well, I guess we have to be positioned a certain way, so we use all our muscle power and coordination without falling over. But if we kick the wrong way, we either fall down, hurt our foot, or miss our target.
So what can we test? We can see how our foot position affects our kick's power and stability.
To check our power, we'll practice the punching bag.
We're guessing that our stability has a lot to do with how our feet are planted.
So to see exactly how our weight is pressing on our feet, we'll use a high-tech foot pressure pad linked to a computer. We'll test the side kick using two different foot positions. In the first position, the foot is perpendicular to the kick. In the second position, the foot is almost parallel to the kick.
Here's a diagram of our test. Think of a clock face. Our target is at 12 o'clock, and the two foot positions we'll try are at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Test number 1. Foot at 9 o'clock.
So you're kicking with your right foot.
Yep.
And the bag's at 12 o'clock.
And my foot's at 9 o'clock.
And a camera will tell us how far back the bag goes.
Okay, test number 2. Foot at 6 o'clock.
Let's start with the kick bag results. One video camera is focused on the kick bag. It will show us how far back the bag bounced. Let's compare the two kicks.
At 9 o'clock, we couldn't get good power into the kick. The bag barely tilted. But at 6 o'clock, we generated much more power. The kickback tipped right over.
Okay, now we know which foot position gives us the best kicking control. But why?
Let's see what the pressure pad tells us.
Here's Kai's footprint during the 9 o'clock kick. What do these colors mean?
The oranges and reds are the places where your foot is pressing hardest on the pad. You know, where your body weight is pushing down. The reds are along the outer edge of my foot, so I couldn't keep my balance.
Then compare that to your strong kick. The red areas are on your toes and the ball of your foot. Well, that's different.
But why would that matter? I mean, it's still my leg, and I didn't suddenly get stronger on the good kick. No, but you were using different muscles to keep your balance. Let's look at the super duper leg model.
When we pivot to 9 o'clock, our kick is controlled by these smaller muscles, the abductors.
And these smaller muscles aren't as strong, so your kick isn't as powerful.
When we pivot the foot to 6 o'clock, we're using a different group of muscles. They're the quadriceps, the hamstrings, and the calf muscles.
Wow, look at how much bigger those muscles are. That's what must give us our extra power.
Now it's making sense.
Well, we figured it out. Foot position totally affects our kicking power.
We practiced double time before this competition.
Oh, this physiology better help.
Welcome to the 25th U.S. Tournament of Champions.
The fight is about to begin. Tofu faces stiff competition today. Wow, look at that kick. Right on target. Check out that foot positioning. That was a good match. When I started thinking about my not kicking leg, the rest came naturally. I had good control because I think my foot was placed well.